So I want to get to Belly's thoughts 1 week into the pint. He's been riding for a week. We got to get to that. I've got the perfect complement to a Onewheel that we've got to discuss. 27-year-old Major League Baseball player Chase Numata is in the news. Very sad story we'll get to. And of course, Max Cramer from across the pond. Too many things to do, but before we do any of this, I got to introduce, of course, across the way, Belly Matt LaBelle. What's up, dude?
What's up, guys? Good to see you. Happy day. How we doing? It's good to be on as always, guys. And yeah, I'm a pint rider now.
I'm happy
full
for
weekend.
you, man. I really
I'm
am.
on an 8-day streak.
You're part of the family.
Yeah.
You haven't missed a day.
I missed a day.
Okay. Good for you.
And I rode this morning early in the morning after I got off work at like 2 o'clock in the morning and did a 5-mile ride. I'm trying to condition myself.
We'll get to that because he ran into some riders and now has given multiple people around the Northern Virginia area a chance to ride a pint. He's like our new ambassador around here, so that's always fun. So welcome, thank you for joining us, you guys. In the social media lounge today, we are serving Mai Tais.
Mai Tais.
Absolutely, get
So
groovy
fancy.
with it. We're just chilling out on a Tuesday, hanging out with you from Studio A, TTR Studios, and we've got a chance to send you to Float Life Fest. We're doing that. We'll tell you about it in just a second here. But before we do, we've got a video that I took over the weekend because, and we'll get to it in about a minute or two, but I just wanted to tell you guys, I think I sold like 4 or 5 Onewheels over this past weekend alone because let me tell you something. These venues that I'm working at, when you're at a farm or a winery, Bellery, that would be a great name for a winery. No,
Yeah, it would be.
Bellery?
LaBelle Winery, actually, I'm fairly certain exists already. So
Social media lounge. Would you not spend a Sunday afternoon kicking back with a cheese plate, looking over the Appalachian Mountains from Bellery?
Bellery.
I mean,
I like it. Yeah.
welcome.
Yeah, I like it. Someone steal it.
But anyway, these things are all like campuses, if you think about it. Like a lot of them are like, we're going to have the reception over here down by a pond, and then we're going to have a cocktail way over there.
They're all about the views so they can sell weddings, right?
I mean, that's what sells the bride and groom. They see these weddings, which is why it's so hard to convince a bride if it's like 50-50 rain. Oh, let's go with the rain plan. Oh, hell no. I've seen brides shivering in October just because they were sold on the certain view overlooking the mountains. And even though it's 30 degrees, I want that damn view. Now, I bring a Onewheel to these, and you would wonder, like, how do you think that would be received as a venue owner? If you own the farm and you see somebody, floating around on this contraption, carrying a speaker or, bags of equipment, as I do, not walking these football fields 8 different times.
No, you're doing the right thing, being more economical about it.
Are you surprised that they're so guys? They are so supportive. Not only that, I'm telling you, I swear to you, I sold like 4 different Onewheels to different. I mean, these people were like, wait a minute. What is that? Because they're used to coming in and picking me up. Like that's what usually happens. They'll have a golf cart or something. And they'll come pick me up and drive me from my car all the way over to the ceremony. And then we'll pick you back up to get you to the reception. Dude, I'm a one-man show. I got stuff to do. I'm not sitting here, and I don't want to have to rely on another golf cart to come pick me up.
Well, that's what I think makes you, one, a great DJ, but also a really unique DJ in the sense of you don't really rely. The only thing you really rely on them on is to bring you a damn table.
Just have a table. Literally, that's it.
And tell you where to go, where to be at, and where you're setting up.
Wouldn't you, I sometimes need to go back to my car. Anyway, so having a personal transportation device is wonderful. And they saw me on it and they're like, wait, so we don't have to come back and get you? They run errands all around their properties. And
who needs 4 go-kart wheels? We can just have 1.
But I had the wives tell me that their husbands, both wives, did 2 weddings this weekend, both on farms and one like winery type areas. Both wives told me their husbands were already looking them up and want it, which means they're going to get it. Because these are people usually who are retired, these venue owners. And they're digging it. They're like outdoorsy types, 50 years old or so, and they have like kids who are 12. I mean, it's made for them. I was like, are you kidding me? The photographer was like, wait a minute. Can I use that? I was like, dude, you can like use this as a gimbal, man. Like people use it all the time. Talk to our boy, Jamie T. And he was, to the point, folks. I mean, it's one thing to ask me questions about it. I'm happy to answer questions about it when it's on cocktail hour and we're behind the scenes and things aren't really happening. They're out on a hayride or some shit. But when I'm DJing on stage, man, please don't come up to the stage randomly in the middle of my set and just be like this. Hey, so what's this? What is it? It's onewheel.com, right? Is it $950? The set is that the same thing as the one that's $1,800? Like same premise, right? I'm like, yeah, dude, yeah, absolutely. I'm still working though right now. If we could do this later, I got stuff to do. Holy shit.
Onewheel should like just ship you like a box of cards.
I want to show. Listen, they can send me more
Future
clothes that
motion.
aren't XL.
Yeah.
I do appreciate the care package, but it was all XL clothes.
Thanks so much. Thanks so much to Future Motion for sending Luch all kinds of cool stuff that doesn't fit him and fits me.
Hey, listen, I literally made them like $7,000 this weekend. I'm serious, man. I was selling all kinds of boards because they're all, and even the patrons that are at the wedding, they're all just like, wow, that's the way to go. Because these poor people have to walk it in suits and ties and dresses and heels.
Yeah, no.
That's a lot of walking, man. So let's show this video. I'll see you exactly what I'm talking about. You guys can get an idea of how long these walks are and how easy it is with a one wheel.
So I'm getting ready for a wedding here. It's Sunday on Labor Day weekend, and I've got my one wheel, and I've been using it a lot more lately as I do these weddings on winery grounds and these farms. And this is 2 weddings in a row. I did one last night too, where the wedding vendor, the venue coordinator, like the person who owns the place, just came over and was like, "What is that thing? That thing is amazing," and they're loving it. You'd think they'd be like, "You can't ride that on my property." Hell no, dude! Look how perfect this is. I'm already like down at the ceremony, and like all the way up there is where people are getting, like, that's the reception. That's the cocktail. So it's like, I'm not walking that back and forth with all of this gear and equipment and piano stuff. Like, no, I'm not doing that. So, of course, I brought my one wheel. And now everybody sees me zipping and zooming all the way up to the cars and stuff, going back and forth. And they're like, wait a minute. What is that thing? Does it have a motor? I'm like, yo. Except yesterday, it was kind of funny because I'm going to hop on here and go grab something out of my car. Freaking guy, one of the like caterers was just like standing on it. I just put it down for a second. He's standing on the front sensor. I don't know why it didn't engage, but if it did, it was gonna shoot out like a rocket in front of him. I'm just like, yo, not cool, bro. Get on somebody's board, not yours. You just hop on somebody else's skateboard. Like, who does that? I don't understand. Let's see. So now we're already back up here and going to my car. Guess I forgot something, which, if I didn't have a one wheel, would have been a nightmare. Because that's like, I don't know, half a mile at least we just went. But, man, this thing's great.
So you can see that distance. I'm not walking that like 4 different times. You may tell, I mean, it was pouring rain in the middle of that. I had to hide under a tree with a jacket over my one wheel, which actually happened. So that was a blast, and yes, you're welcome, Future Motion. I think I sold you at least 4 or 5 boards this week alone to the Northern Virginia wineries and farms. Can tell you that much is happening. So if you heard that, you probably know what that sound is. In fact, let's just do it. You know what that means. We're getting Max Cramer on the line, folks. It's time from across the pond in London, I believe. We'll get him on here in just a second. I'm so pumped to talk to him. He's excited. Anytime anybody is excited to be on our show, that's something that just makes me happy. Makes me want to put them on. So we do have him on the line. Max Cramer now joins us from, is it London, Max? Where are you?
Yeah. Hey guys, how you doing?
What's up,
I'm over in London, in North London, near Finsbury Park.
Okay, very good. Because I don't talk to people from South London. I'm just throwing that out there.
Me and you both. A bit of a hill. No, I'm teasing. A lot of good guys down there riding.
What is the riding scene like down there? I know you're a listener of the show, and we just appreciate your support, man. And I mean, we talked to you on Instagram. I've been dying to get you on because of your enthusiasm. So what is the riding like out there in London? What kind of friends do you have you made from a one wheel? Just give us the whole thing.
I mean, the community here is incredible. You just couldn't imagine it. We've got guys doing everything from helping us fix them when they're getting completely soaked, with tire changes, DIY stuff. We've got a great crew knocking about. We meet up in central London, especially over in Hackney Wick. Some great sort of bike trails to hit. We've been riding a lot of like mountain bike trails. Been a lot of fun. But these past couple of weeks, I've been trying to find as many skate parks as possible, seeing where you can ride it, where you can't. I haven't really been told off too much, which has been great. Been really happy. Kind of lucky, I guess. but yeah, no, just loving it. Well, we've got the last of this summer. Unfortunately, today it's gone a bit grey, so I don't know if I'll be riding this evening. But you know,
What do you do at a skate park with a one wheel?
oh, well, we got some. Well, obviously on the quarter pipes, you can ride off them a bit. If you check out some of my videos on my Instagram channel, you'll see me messing about in a few drops, a few spins. Just that some have really nice smooth floors. You can practice some really nice smooth tricks on there, especially when you're learning your spins and your 180s. Sex changes not so much because I find you need the ground a bit grippier to help the board and stop it slipping out. But you know, once you start popping a few things, the normal skaters kind of accept it. Whereas at first they always kind of give you the eye, you know, don't know what it is. Saying that, on the other hand, you get some of them who've seen it online and get so excited and come running over for a go. Because yeah, obviously being skated in the past, they get it so quickly. It's awesome. And yeah, like you were saying before, I think I've got a fair few for future motion too.
Now, where can we find this stuff? So pump that Instagram. I want to know where it's at.
Oh yeah, check out M__ROW. A lot of people ask me what it means. It's Max rides one wheel.
Oh, I was
Nice.
curious about that. Max rides one wheel. Okay, say it one more time for the people. I want them to make sure they get it. Say it one more time.
M__ROW.
Awesome. All right, very good. So, how long have you been riding, man?
I've been riding now for about a couple of years.
Do you know how many miles you have under your belt? Do you know how many thousand miles you have?
I've got to be, so on this board I've just hit 2100 sort of yesterday, and that's my XR that I've got since March, and then before that I had a plus, and I must have done about three and a half on that.
So I feel like you send it pretty strong. So what is something that is on your bucket list of things to learn that you haven't yet? Because for me, I really want to start getting into slides. I don't know, I've been probably saying that for a year like a broken record, but I see people doing some slide things that, I mean, it really can't be that hard to figure out. I'm just afraid of falling on my ass and breaking a tailbone. Like
totally the same.
I mean, that's it. So what are you looking forward to learning in the year to come? And how are you going to overcome that challenge?
Well, I mean, yeah, like you said, slides is a cool one. I've tried a couple times recently. Just haven't been able to get the board pushed out enough. I think one of the things is speed and, like you said, confidence. Because you know, you don't push out enough, you don't get the slide. It's going to flip, roll forward, and you know, face first. Kind of a side note dive. But I think for next year, I really want to get the 180. I saw who's it? Will Fun Stuff. Sick rider.
Dude, that's who got me onto it. I saw them doing some of the videos when we showed it on our show, and I was like, well, damn it, I want to do that.
It's awesome. It's insane. And then there's another guy, Will, with me. Really cool guy, awesome style. He's sick at sort of the slides, and West Coast Lampire as well. Want to get slides down like them. I only started learning them a couple of weeks ago for the grinds, nose grinds. So being able to do them, do a few sex changes, or even try and get shove it while I'm doing a grind or something, that'd be cool. But we'll see.
That's awesome.
Belly's got a question.
Now,
for you
you said you were riding around skate parks and stuff. How does traditional skateboarders react to the board when they see it for the first time?
So a lot of the guys, especially the older ones, they'll kind of give you a bit of the eye, sort of, you know, new school. They've been there a long time, it's their park. But I find, you know, once you do a couple of tricks, a few double sex changes and stuff, or kind of hit a few of the quarter pipes, they kind of get a bit more interested, and you get them on it, and next thing you know, they're in love with the board, like everyone else who rides them.
I think if you ride with fun, with a level of joy in your face, the response that you're going to get from anybody else who's watching you is going to be so much different than if you're riding after maybe a tough day and you're just pissed off and you've got a negative face. Like, really, it is all how you portray yourself. But you've mentioned sex changes, which, if anybody is wondering, that's jumping and doing a 180 in the air and then landing on your board again while your board is on. And so I'm curious how many of those out of 10 do you hit? Like, are you 10 out of 10? Like, we did this with Cecil Diesel. We challenged her, and I think she got like 89 or something.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to be cocky, but yeah, I get probably the majority out of them, probably 8 or 9 out of 10.
I'm like 1 out of 10. And like, literally, guys, no, this Max, this happened the other day, okay? I'm riding, and I'm just on the pavement, which is, you know, I like to do any kind of stuff on grass so that if I fall, like, no big deal. And I'm just going to get a sandwich. I don't have any helmet on. I don't have any wrist guards on, nothing. I'm just going to get a sandwich. Well, this car full of 5 different teenage to 22-year-old, just young bucks, just loving what they're seeing. And I was cruising, and they look at me, and they all have their windows down, and they all go, do something cool. So I had to try, and for some reason I just tried to throw a sex change, and of course I lost it, and I fell on the ground, and I just threw up a thumbs up sign like, I'm good, and they were all like, ah! So please,
You tried, man. You tried.
could you give me a tip on how to land these so much like more confidently? Like, I'm wondering where you look. Do you look at your feet? Are you like, what? Give me a tip. Help this be easier for me.
Sure. So a lot of the time, especially when I was starting out, I was more sort of still and then taking it slow. Keeping my eyes sort of on the front of the board, seeing where my feet are going to land. So as I'm spinning around, I'm looking to my exact spot to where I'm going to land. It kind of comes from when I used to wakeboard as a kid, and the idea is as you do like a wake to wake, and you jump over the back of the wake of the boat, you'd be looking where you're wanting to land. And just to see what you're going into, or sort of where the wave is going at the same time. So it comes from that. You want to. Well, I find it really helpful, just to, especially when you're starting out, just to learn as you twist around, or just to keep your eyes on your board and sort of make sure you can see your landing position. And I find the biggest help is visualize yourself landing it. Just imagine yourself doing it over and over again. I have it so many times where I can't do something, especially like a ramp, and I just start thinking about it and seeing myself land it. And after a couple more tries, you get there. You get it into your mind. It's got to happen.
So we have an odd question for you. What is your go-to fast food breakfast option when it comes to grabbing something real quick, especially when you're riding on the board?
I'll be honest. I don't eat breakfast that much, but probably just a cheese sandwich or something.
No.
It's funny because I'm not awake for breakfast very often either.
Yeah, okay, but this is something that I think we can all agree upon. If you're going to get a fast food breakfast, you have something that you're going to. Like, you're not going up to the menu at a Taco Bell or a McDonald's or a Burger King and being like, like, you know what you're getting. So, like, for me, 100% chance bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit from McDonald's. Like, there's no other option. I don't know what you're doing. If you're going to either McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, Taco Bell, what are you doing for breakfast? What is your option? Max, I need an answer.
I mean, we don't really have Wendy's or Taco Bell here in the UK.
What do you have over there?
I mean, I go to Greg's and get a vegan sausage roll. So yeah, they're so good.
I would say
people are gonna hate me for that. But
what did you say? Say it again. It was a sausage roll.
Vegan sausage roll.
Oh,
hey man, you do you. What do you got, Belly?
Well, I was gonna say, like, if there's something like an American dish that like you have a question about, or like something that you can't understand how we eat it, I want you to ask us, like, what is the thing that like you can't understand how or why we eat it?
Wait, is there something that you can't understand that he eats?
Well, like I actually enjoy, like, they do the beans and bread, like toast for breakfast. I actually really enjoy it.
Oh, really? Wait, is that a thing?
Put a bit of cheddar on top. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, dude.
Gross, dude.
It's good.
Okay.
No, man, English.
All right. So what is something something that would be weird to you that we eat then? I'm just curious.
I mean, Lucky Charms are pretty weird.
They are weird.
Bro, have you ever had them, dude? Let's go. Get out of here. Have you
all
ever
these marshmallows in your breakfast cereal?
No, well tasty, but wow.
I mean, I guess he doesn't like chocolate chip cookies or ice cream or fluffy.
Especially for breakfast.
Oh, no, I do not. I mean, like, that's insane. It's so much sugar.
It is. It's really the wrong way to eat.
Kids just bolting up and down all day.
All day, right?
What is the normal bedtime of Max Kramer?
Anywhere between sort of 12 and 3.
You're a night owl.
Yeah, a little bit. I work better at night, so, and always night cruising. So much fun. The roads are dead.
Talk to Belly, because Belly. I mean, go ahead. You take.
So agreed on that, because I'm obviously a night person, being a bartender myself. So I last night literally went on a over like 45-minute ride between 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. last night, and it was because all the roads are dead, no one's out, you don't have to really worry about cars or too many people, you can cruise on any sidewalk you want. I just love the ghost town feel of, like, man, I need another apocalypse. That's kind of how I feel about it.
Good girl.
Right?
Yeah, I guess so. Well, so what is the best part of riding in London? Like, you guys have best, like, trails, like, aren't your roads pretty cobblestoney, if you will?
Yeah, there's a lot, but there's a hell of a lot of smooth stuff as well. But some of the trails we find around, especially because it's like a big mountain bike community in London, some of the trails that councils are built for them, you just rock it down on the Onewheels. It's insane. I mean, sometimes the stuff's a bit big and you kind of have to double back, but that's part of the fun, part of the adventure.
Well, we're going to start a contest. Max, you've been awesome here. I really appreciate you coming on our show. We'll have you plug your channel one more time. But before we let you go here, we're going to have a contest that we're going to get started. And this is how we're going to pay your way till Float Life Fest 3. So are you going to that for the Float Life Fest 3 in Asheville, North Carolina?
The flights are so expensive from the UK.
All right. Well, how much does it cost for a flight?
From the UK.
I think it's over $1,000.
Yeah.
$1,000?
Yeah,
all right.
dude.
Well, you're out.
International travel isn't cheap. International travel is not cheap.
Shoot.
Why do you think it takes so long for boards to get over there and things like that?
I mean, well, all right. Well, then I think can we do this? Hold on. Shouldn't that mean that there's a void in the marketplace and there needs to be a Float Life Fest Europe?
International, yeah.
No, just a Europe version and then like an Australian version. I know Vitaly Borisov will start something in New Zealand. So Max Kramer, you are now the senior correspondent from the Voice of Onewheel in Europe. And I need you to start your own Float Life Fest so that it costs us $1,000 to get to your cool party.
Awesome. Cool. I'll see what I can do.
It's like, shit.
Gear him up.
I don't need that on my plate. All right. No, really, I do think that would be cool, though. Do you think people would go if we did that in Europe?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we've talked about it here in London for a while. The biggest challenge we found is just finding space for it. So.
Oh, come on.
But yeah, I know people are up for it.
If that's the biggest challenge, let's put our heads together. Yeah. Europe, let's go. We can do that.
I would say
There's no way Europe's not as smart as the people in America making it happen. All right, you guys are just on the same plane as us. Figure it out.
Sure.
I think we can do it.
I think a good general question so we can get an idea, like when you go on group rides, like how many group riders are you getting out? Like what have you seen like huge group rides where you all get out?
I mean, the biggest one I've been on myself was I think about 15 or 16 of us.
I mean, that's pretty good.
That's a strong ride.
Yeah, so we're not as big as you guys in the States, but we're getting there. We're growing.
Dude,
this November it's just exploded.
I hope I don't sound like I'm denigrating the riders in Europe. I'm saying I can't believe there are so many already when it's that difficult for them to get boards because they're all the way across the pond for sure. Like, have you modded your board? Have you bought any aftermarket accessories?
Yeah, I got a few stuff from Float Life.
What'd you get? Let's go.
Let's side route stuff. Yeah, but it's quick. It gets here within a week. It's okay.
Well, dude, I'm glad to have you on, and we're gonna let you go here. You've been a really good sport, and I hope that literally we can start getting something going for Europe because I think that the Float Life Fest is something that people really just enjoy going to. It's just a community of like-minded people getting together, having a weekend. So Max, what we're going to do is we're going to have a contest where you're going to submit a video. And I'll give you the details here in a second, folks, but we'll have Max kick it off. The opening line of every single video is going to be, "The Onewheel has taken me blank." So could you finish that? Start us off with your story. The Onewheel has taken you blank.
The Onewheel has taken me beyond anywhere I could have ever imagined with as much fun as I could ever have.
Great answer.
Yeah, I want you to expand. That's good.
Well, it's flowed on. That's all there is to it. If you're not riding, get riding. And if you're bored or down, just get out on your board, go ride, have fun.
Exactly.
I really like this guy. I do. Thank you, Max Kramer, ladies and gentlemen.
Cheers, guys. Thanks so much. Really appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. Is there anything you want to shout out, dude? Give us your Onewheel channel one more time.
Oh, so it's M__ROW. And big shout out to all the London riders, all the guys in Wickboards, all the guys over in Hackney and the rest of London, and everyone from the UK Onewheel Flowers page. Love everyone.
Hell yeah, Wickboards for sure. I know you guys are strong over there. Have fun, everybody. Max Kramer on the Voice of Onewheel. Thank you, sir. Wonderful job. Give him a round of applause. In the voice of Onewheel.
Social Media Lounge. Yes, thank you, Max. Take care, man.
Awesome job. That was really good. So that was fun. I like getting to know different riders. You know that. That's very big for us. And you'll see right over here, we've got our hashtag #SendMeToFLF. So you might be wondering exactly what the details are on what we were just talking about with Max. Here it is. Whew, there it is. Man, that's so confusing. There it is. Wow.
It's below me,
It
so
really is tough.
it's everywhere. It's everywhere.
All right, cool. So the reason we have that hashtag is because this is what's going to happen. We are going to pay for your ticket and $200 towards Float Life Fest. The reason that we're doing this is because when I started this show, it was because I felt that there was a lull in the groups in the winter. If you're a sports fan, Belly, I know you're a sports fan. Let's get you in on this. July, August, typically in sports,
It's mostly only baseball.
there's not a lot going on. So if you're a sports like First Take, if you're a sports radio host, whatever, you're just coming up with garbage on a Wednesday in July. There's nothing. There's no basketball. There's no football. There's a little bit of baseball. It's the middle of the season. Nobody really cares. There's 162. Like, there's not a lot to go on. In the summer, I felt like there's a lot of content. There's a lot of good stuff. But then in the winter, like, there wasn't really a lot. And so I wanted to be the show that would do the opposite. I wanted to provide something for the winter. I wanted to provide something for when, nobody's really able to ride and we all just want to geek out.
When you're keeping that day streak alive in your garage.
Yeah, when you're doing whatever you can do to keep that streak alive. Fantastic. So the reason I bring that up is because we want to send you to Float Life Fest. We want to do that to our patrons who we feel a little bit like we've let down here in the days where everything is so busy in the summer. We haven't been able to give the content that we're used to giving. I feel bad about that. Like, this is the summer when everything is happening. I've been doing a little bit of traveling. Belly's living in like 3 different houses at once with 4 different animals waking him up at 3 different times in the morning.
Yes.
So, like, things are just off. We're not together as much as we usually are. And we haven't been able to put as many patrons-only podcasts out. And for that, we apologize. You guys are supporting us, especially with money from your wallets. We want to do something cool for you. And so what we're doing is by next week's show, which is September 10th. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's Monday night. Monday, September 10th at midnight is when we'll close this. We want you to go on to Instagram, and this is for anybody who is a patron who is over $3 or up, and it's anybody who's been a patron in the past. Even if you're not a patron right now, but you were in the past, as long as you were $3 and up, you're in. If you're going to Float Life Fest, or if this money will tip you over the scale to go to Float Life Fest, then you're in. All right? So this is to say thank you to our patrons. And if you're not a patron, it's $3. Go join. Patreon.com/TTR Studios LLC. And now you're in the running. All right? We've already given away a free pint. We've given away a Leaf Tech. We do a lot of stuff over there. We just haven't been able in August to get the content that we're used to giving you. So let's give them $200 for travel and $150 for their ticket, or really just $350 to use however the hell you want to towards Float Life Fest. You just have to prove that you're going, or that this will make you go.
Yes. And
that's pretty cool.
And it's for those who are eligible. It's anyone who's a $3 or more patron, or anyone who has been. We are going to extend it to people who can still patrons.
Maybe you just canceled. Well,
yeah.
Fuck.
Monthly fees can be tough.
I get it. Well, guess what? You've supported us in the past. You're still in the running. It doesn't matter.
And to clarify, the deadline is Monday, September 9th.
Damn it.
Midnight.
I had it.
The show will be airing on Tuesday, September 10th. But yeah, the key there is, guys, just get out there. And then remember, the starting phrase of your video is going to be,
"My one wheel has taken me."
And then let yourself lead in there. You can make the video as up to a minute long.
I think this is going to be a fun way, because we're going to tag Future Motion in this, and this is just going to be hammering out a whole bunch of videos on social media with this hashtag, send me to FLF. And
then
if you're listening on the podcast, send me the number 2 and then the letters FLF.
And the other rules to this, when you're posting them on Instagram, is you're going to tag the voice of Onewheel so we can make sure we see these videos.
Right.
We're going to tag Future Motion, and you're going to hashtag send me to FLF that you see on our screens all around everywhere today. So those are the rules for
and
this
it's not hard.
little
It's
thing.
3 things to do. Tag us, tag Onewheel, hashtag that. Okay, that's all it is. Tag Future Motion, tag us. Don't get fooled by Chris Richardson with that extra E in there, but you can tag him too if you want to.
We love him. Just tag him
I
all
love
the
that
way.
kid. Of course we do. Part of the family. But that'll be a fun way to get us into, listen, the Onewheel has taken me here. And so therefore the one with that story and the most likes will take you to Float Life Fest. All right, $350, however you want to spend it. All
Exactly.
right? Patreon.com/TTR Studios LLC if you want to play along with us. Good luck. I hope you win. I hate that I can't be there. But I woke up this morning and was looking at my calendar. I've been very fortunate. I'm killing it this year, and especially these past couple months, and I want to give back. I just do. So I hate that I can't be there. I'm sorry, folks. I've got 4 weddings that weekend: Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
It's a hectic weekend, and it's going to be a crazy time for you.
If I can't do it, then I'll pour one out for you, and we'll send you on your way as well.
Don't worry.
So thank you for your support, and we'll send you as well. Just make sure you use that hashtag.
I'll drink as much as I can for you, man.
Let's get Belly out there. He'll have fun with you. He'll take some selfies, and he'll have a good time. All right. So, a lot to do here today. If I can, I want to talk about this. What your thoughts are 1 week in, man. You've been riding.
Yeah. And it's been awesome. I've had a good time so far. I've probably done 35 miles this week.
I'm so proud of you because I really didn't think you were going to ride as much as you have been.
Yeah, I honestly, one of the reasons I have been, and the one reason I went on a long ride last night, I went on a 5.5 mile ride in one charge, was really to test my endurance and to continue to boost my endurance, because by the time I have to get over 100 miles before I go down to Footlife Fest, right?
Dude,
right?
Can I ask you an honest question on air? Do you guys want some real radio? Because this is something that I've been thinking about, a little bit of an insecurity, and we're going to do between roommates and friends. This is not show shit.
Oh.
Are you ready? We'll do it on air.
I'm not sure I'm ready, but
I'm not bullshitting here either. Are you afraid to ride with me? Do you not want to ride with me?
No.
I don't feel like you want to ride with me.
I don't like grass.
I know there's something about me because every time he rides with me, he falls. He bit it hard.
No, I don't like grass.
And I force
I'm
you
not
to.
a huge fan of riding
Listen,
grass.
dude,
right
I promise you, I won't make you
I've been
ride
trying
grass.
more and more.
Okay. It's harder.
Yeah.
It's harder.
Yeah.
I get that.
I'm still just getting the endurance, like, because I can start feeling it like 2 miles in. I start feeling my feet.
Where do you feel it?
Starts in my feet, and then like as it progresses, and I mean it just moves up my legs to my knees.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
Foot
it's
fatigue.
just a natural foot fatigue. Like, and I know that I've read enough. Like, I search the groups, guys. I don't have to even search the groups to find someone complaining about, well, this foot fatigue, go away. Listen, I'm not making fun of you, but like, what were you doing before you were riding a one wheel for 10 miles?
Right, this was coming.
Like, did you not know that when you stand and use your energy and like your legs and feet, that there's a good chance it's going to get really fucking sore?
Can I give you a tip? Honestly, this was an interesting thing that happened to me because you know me, I ride mostly on grass.
Yeah.
And I really feel that grass helps a ton for foot fatigue. I really believe that.
So I'll tell you another.
Hold on. Because what I was going to say is that when I then moved to LA and was spending time back and forth, I had a one wheel out there and it was my only mode of transportation. And so I was going back and forth between only like 2 mile rides to get to like open mics and stuff. I had foot fatigue. And I was like, yo, these are 2.5 mile rides. I shouldn't be having foot fatigue right now. What is happening? And I noticed it was because there was never any grass in those rides. It was just 2.5 miles straight pavement. And, you know, to be honest with you, like, I really believe if you start getting some foot fatigue, go find some grass and change up your terrain a little bit. And it will really help you because you have to ride differently on grass. You have to ride lighter.
For sure. And one of the reasons I maybe am a little hesitant on the grass right now is because I don't feel as currently when I ride grass, I don't feel as connected to the board.
You can't be. It's just bumpy. So you're right. That's right. Because it's bumpy. So and you have to allow for bumps. And
that causes me insecurities. But luckily I'm padded up. But like,
I get it.
I'm still getting used to it.
We were riding out front the other day and we were just screwing around. And I was talking to King David, the resident 89-year-old. We live on the outer skirts of a old folks community. And this guy is just out. Belly says he's me in 50 years.
For sure.
He just, guys.
Except riding a one wheel while waving hi at people.
Adorable old man. And he's just out on the street and you'll just see him. He'll hear because he's so slow, like an old man. Like he's got to be 90. And so as soon as he can, he can sense a car around him, he'll just put up a hand.
Waves up.
He's just out there to wave at cars. And Belly was like, you know what? That's going to be you in like 50 years. Just waving at whoever the hell is going to look at you. And I'm like, oh, no wonder I like resonate with this guy. He calls me Flash.
Oh, nice.
I call him King David. He's the best. Anyway, we were out there and we were just screwing around. Next thing I know, I turned around because I heard a noise. Belly's on his ass.
Yep.
Fuck.
Hit those bumps on the grass.
Buddy.
Nope.
No
Game
good.
over, man.
So good luck.
Still getting riding, but it's good. The other cool part about it is I did have my first running into another one wheeler in the wild. I ran into Jeff Foote, Kevin Barrett, Nate. Whoops! I accidentally hit a button.
Whoa! Social media.
Whoa!
Hello. No, pour them a drink. Go back to that. Do we have that? Pour the drink out for Kevin Barrett, Daniel Bernier,
Yep.
and Nate Wallace. Absolutely.
And Jeff Foote.
Pour one out for him because they randomly ran into Belly in outside
Reston
his
Town
work.
Center. Yeah. So it was great to see him. Awesome guys. I hope they had a great ride out there. Awesome.
They all got to try your pint, right?
And they all got to try the pint to give it a little juice. So
Did that? I know we're moving a little quick here. In just 30 seconds or less, was it hard for you to get a no bullshit? It's hard for me. Was it hard for you to let somebody use your new board?
no, not those guys.
Okay.
I would
fair.
now
That's fair.
if it's someone random. So far, every single person that has said nope. Sorry, nope. Nope.
Very good.
I don't have a helmet that can fit you. My helmet's too big.
Well,
Sorry.
Listen, I want to talk to you guys for a minute here because Belly brought this up, how he was having some foot fatigue. And I mentioned that sometimes, guys, as a DJ and you're just sitting there, listen, you're doing this. You see this music. If you're on the podcast right now, what I'm doing is bouncing. And I'll do it for you guys. What I didn't realize this, but on Saturday nights or whatever it is, I'm doing a lot of bouncing. All right, so this is for who fucking knew it, but that is really hard on the knees when you do that for 4 hours straight, and then another time, the next day. If you do that two days in a row, man, I'll be like, wow, why are my knees so bad? My knees are fucked anyway. I've already got a torn ACL, and my legs are bow-legged, so like I'm just waiting for knee replacements and all that. Right? I'm not somebody with healthy bottom half.
Well, I know personally foot fatigue goes away, and hopefully those knee stuff too. But my first 2 weeks of bartending, got it. I get it.
Right. You understand what it's like to have hurt knees. See, yeah, that's a good point. And so what I'm saying is, I think for people like me, people who are like June Kim, Belly, I don't know how do they ride for 100 miles? I can't do it.
Knees made of steel. I hear.
I couldn't do it. But for people like Belly and me who maybe don't have the best bottom half,
Copper fit. Ask Brett Favre.
I was gonna say, I think Jerry Rice knows how to do it.
I gotta get me some copper fit. That's what I need.
I actually think what you really need, instead of buying bullshit underwear with copper infused in it, I think you should spend your money on an alternate device. And I'll tell you what that is. And I know that this is a show about one wheel, so Belly, if you will, just let me get this out the way that I can with no interruptions, because it could be delicate as he mutes himself. I can be wrong. And I want to come to you today in confession, because I've had a revelation as we've been doing this show. Belly, bring your mic back. I'm going to need you here in a second, because there's been something that's happened to me and I have changed. And I want to say, if I can change, well, you can too. Something has happened here in the past few weeks when I've realized, if everybody's doing it and I'm the only one who's not, maybe there's something wrong with me.
Oh my God, do you shower differently?
So the other day, this is a perfect example of Belly not being able to not give up a punchline. Why did you do that?
to stay muted.
Do you guys see?
I muted myself for this specific reason. You know this. Then you told me to turn it back.
Go ahead and finish the joke since you just ruined it. This is unbelievable. I literally just said to him, you heard it. I did it on air. I said, let me get this out because it's awkward without you.
I was gonna fuck it up.
Can you get on a timeout?
You fucked it up.
Under the table. Get out of here. You are the worst story ruiner I've ever met in my life.
Muted myself for this reason.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
He can't not give up a punchline.
Muted.
Dude, you're the person. Get out of here.
Stay muted. This wouldn't have happened.
Does anybody remember The Office when they're telling the story when Dwight's pissed off that they won't give him the dragon in the mall, in the Steamtown Mall, and they're trying to explain to him the story of Pretty Woman, and Andy's going through it and he's doing the whole story of Julia Roberts, and then he gets to the end of it when she finally says, and then Kelly pops in and says the last 3 words, and Andy says, well, I was telling the story, but Kelly got the last 3 words. Kelly, your belly. Come back here and face the music.
Never.
You ruined that story.
Well, damn it.
This was a moment that I have been waiting to reveal that I now shower differently.
I want to do that, and then you told me to unmute my microphone, and then
I thought you would have some
you said,
restraint.
Belly, I'm gonna need you here in a second. Unmute your microphone, and then you say
Not to ruin the
say 10
story.
fucking words. Well, I don't. What do you want me to say?
No.
What do you want me? What do you want from me? What do you want from me?
It's so funny because in full
What do
disclosure,
you want?
in full disclosure, okay, let me play something super happy because you are just unreal. In full disclosure, before the show, literally while we were playing music and getting everybody on the stream, I said, let's work on letting people finish stories today. Let's make that our focus point.
Never.
So we are going to just hammer shots of tequila after this for our payment of not following.
Can't do that. I gotta work.
Some TTR Studios. I love
But
you.
damn it! I mean,
Why you have to work on that? You can't just take away the last words of a story.
I can't help it.
I know it's good. That's why we're on the air. You're part of the show.
So you're telling me that you shower differently now, right?
I do, folks. I turn on the water. I walk in. There's no awkward cold blasting. Oh, my life has changed.
No, there's no awkward cold blast.
Yeah. Now that we spent 20 minutes on it.
Sorry, that's sorry to be a wet blanket on you. Sorry, it rained on your parade. I mean, I thought you were coming to me for that.
Not to end the story with the last 3 words.
Well, damn it!
Let me just throw it out there. As a storyteller, I don't like to have somebody else tell the punchline.
Well, then why did you tell me to turn my mic on?
For a reaction to the punchline.
But
You're the reaction.
no.
No, okay.
Then I'll unmute myself at the reaction time.
In the social media.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
In the social media line. Do you like it when somebody ends your story? Let's start that poll and see how that goes.
Sorry.
Fucking unbelievable. We'll be back after this.
I'm so worthless.
He's so upset with himself right now, and I know that's gonna stick with him for the rest of the week, which sucks. It's like an NFL football
I
game.
really didn't think.
It's
I really
okay.
didn't think that was actually happening. I thought we were talking about something completely different.
Oh, it's okay, bud. It's just funny because we don't have another chance to do this until another week from now. It's like throwing an interception in an NFL game. You got to sit on it all week. That's the opposite.
Come
of a
back to our
touchdown.
touchdowns.
But I do want to mention that since I can be wrong, and yes, this is where you thought I was going. Since I can be wrong, and I'm hoping that you realize, I know bullshit. I've been showering a certain way for 30 fucking years. Okay? And I realized as I'm asking all these people these questions, if you don't know what the hell the last 15 minutes just were, we've been asking all these people these random questions. We just always ask fun questions. Like, what's your favorite breakfast out of fast food? And I'll always ask, how do you get in the shower? Do you turn it through the spout first, or do you have it coming out through the bathtub? And then you get in and you put the spout and it hits your back. Who the hell does the latter? Me. Why am I doing that? And so I realized when everybody says that I'm wrong, like maybe I've been doing it wrong.
I just honestly didn't think you changed.
It takes a hit. It takes a hit to the ego to admit maybe I've been doing it wrong my whole life.
Yeah.
Wow. What a difference. And so I'm realizing I was trying to set up a whole thing there that will get you in the mindset of maybe there's somebody who has an idea that could be new to you that could benefit you. You don't necessarily know anything. Neither do I. I don't. Maybe you do. If you do, God bless you. Must be awesome to be you.
Allegedly, I think I know everything.
Well, you know the end of every single joke I'm going to tell. I want to take you on the road, and we'll just make that the bit. You just ruin every punchline, and you didn't even ruin it.
Man,
I think it actually makes it funnier. Now I don't know what to do with it. So anyway, moving on. What I wanted to get to,
man, I can't wait you go out to Potts and just tell this story. Like, just you ever live with a punchline stealer?
This is why, no bullshit. This is why he says he's a terrible wingman, because he wants the attention for himself, and I get it. I get the attention. I like it too. You should have seen him at Hooters. He just took all the women. It's when he does that stupid voice. You know how many people were going nuts for you over the birthday song last week to Amanda Crompson?
Oh yeah, it's a silky smooth voice.
Okay. All right. So the reason I wanted to bring that up, that maybe we all don't know everything, is because for me, and if you're out there in the same boat, we're in all seriousness now. If you have those days where you just can't ride every day because your legs can't handle it, but you do like that riding feeling and you miss that, well, I have to say that the Rad Mini is my absolute favorite compliment to a one wheel. Are they paying me? Absolutely not. There's no reason for me to say this other than I have to say something a little bit controversial. Now that we've had a few laughs, I am enjoying, now that I am good at my Rad Mini, there's definitely I ride that thing like a dirt bike and I rip it around like it's I jump things, like I have a lot of fun on it. At this point, just as much fun as I have on a one wheel. That's where your reaction would help.
Find the joy.
Like, that's it? I thought you were going to be like, whoa!
No, I mean, it's fairly surprising. I wouldn't say it's fairly surprising. For me,
it's just as much fun. It goes faster. It's not safer because you could definitely get hurt on it if you bite it. But man, like if you want to just take a break on your knees and just sit down and cruise,
so much fun to ride.
Oh my
I mean,
God, on an off day. I'm talking about an off day. I'm not saying it's a replacement for a one wheel. I'm saying it's the perfect fucking compliment.
And even if it's not something like that you may be interested, but maybe you want to get maybe your spouse or maybe someone else out riding with you, but they're not comfortable on the one wheel.
That's how we.
I rode on it typically when we'd go out on a couple rides here and there. I would jump on the Rad Mini and just be able to, one, keep up or get ahead. Two, like it's just something that like it's way. I mean, I know how to ride a bike. It's something that's way more comfortable. I mean, it's assisted. We didn't go to studio mode.
Sorry. No, I'm gonna pull up a video right now of something that I want to show you guys because I did this. I made it, and it's still getting a lot of traction. Can you help me get? Never mind, I'm on it. So what I was doing is I made a video. And I had it's called Rad Mini Would My Girlfriend Like It? So let's go ahead and just play that for you because it's still getting a lot of traction. And what I wanted to show you guys is I made this like years ago when I was dating this girl. I'm no longer dating this girl. Randomly having lunch with her later. We're still buds. And we are not wearing helmets. We should be. But I, well, here you go.
Mini total spill. Look at that on her legs right there, folks.
Oh, yeah, boy. She bit it bad, dude. She did. That was rough.
Legit.
She bit it bad. But she's like she used to ride dirt bikes as a kid, and she couldn't ride a one wheel because she's got like zero balance. And I love the girl. She's the best, but she's got balance of a one like a I don't know a bad joke. So, it's a bad joke. But she absolutely loves riding a bicycle.
That's a perfect analogy. I mean,
and so I used to take her out and we would ride and we would just go and do fun stuff like this.
We're going to go rip this half pipe.
And she would just ride around, and it was a perfect way to get her out because there's no other way. If it was just one wheel, I couldn't get her on a one wheel. There's no way. But she loved this thing. And
she's having the time of her life right now. I mean, she's never ridden any of this stuff. It's just a, just a girl having a good old time.
So it's just a reason that you can get somebody else out there and ride along with you, Belly. That's an absolute perfect reason and a perfect example of why I think it's a great compliment. I'm not saying that you should buy one as a replacement, but they just came out with an option that's $12.99. It's not a Rad Mini. I think the Rad Mini is the only one that rides like a dirt bike. I really do. Okay. And if you're under like 6'2", I just truly think you're going to love the thing. But any of these e-bikes, They're a perfect complement for when you can't ride a one wheel, or you're just hurting, you want to cruise a little bit, or if you have somebody else that wants to ride along with you. Man, just a blast. Now we have to get to something that's a little bit sad, but I want to tease this because I don't have enough time to get to this in the respect that it deserves. But I do want to spend a little bit of time. How long is this video, Bill? Okay, so it's only 38 seconds. I'll just set it up, and then Belly's going to take this away. I want to spend like maybe no more than 5 minutes on this if we can. Just tell everybody what happened because I think it's really worth mentioning. And then we're going to discuss this on Thursday on our Patrons Only podcast, which will be back 100%. I know I said that last week. We are now back and living in the same domicile. We will make this happen. And Belly's got the next 2 days off. So do I. So this is happening. Chase Numata, 27-year-old baseball player, Major League Baseball player.
Minor league baseball player for the Detroit Tigers. Also played for the Phillies and the Yankees. Passed away very unfortunately on yesterday. He suffered an accident about 2 weeks ago, and there was a lot of speculation going around on what kind of board and what he's been riding, and we want to first make sure that everyone always checks their facts and things like that.
So we have a news story that we want you to watch, and then we'll get into what happened right after this.
Oh, hold on.
Numata was injured after an early morning skateboarding incident. Erie Seawolves
What
catcher
just happened?
Chase Numata
Whoa!
was
No, hold on.
injured
Sorry
after
about
an
that.
early
Let's bring
morning
that back. Hold on.
skateboarding incident. Erie police and Seawolves catcher Chase Numata was injured after an early morning skateboarding incident. Erie police and Emergicare responded to what was originally reported as a suspected pedestrian hit. When they arrived on scene, they reportedly found him unresponsive along East 4th Street between French and State Streets. After reviewing video from the area, it was determined that the 27-year-old had not been hit by a vehicle. No word yet on his condition. However, the Detroit Tigers have released a statement. Quote, "We have been in contact with hospital officials and Seawolves leadership about his condition. All of us with the Detroit Tigers ask for Chase to be kept in your thoughts and prayers at this time."
So that is something that we should have on the front end said that was a graphic video. That's on us. We should have absolutely started with that. I do apologize if that took you a little bit aback. It definitely did for us, and we wanted to show that to you. Not because this was on a one wheel. You might be asking, why are we showing this? Belly, this is all over one wheel groups. What's happening on the internet?
It seems like there's a lot of speculation on what board is causing the accident and things like that. And first, we want to send out our thoughts and prayers to someone who lost a family member, a loved one, a friend.
This is a terrible story.
It's a terrible story, and we all are very conscious of the fact that people have died on these electric boards.
But how did this come across your timeline?
But it came across my timeline as someone who had posted in a different electric bike group and put one wheel in I've heard it was a one wheel is all they posted in it, the comment.
It wasn't this in an EUC, not a bike group.
No.
So what happened, I believe, if I'm right, is that an EUC group, somebody posted this story and I was like, this happened on a one wheel, which started a whole thread of one wheels or death traps. I mean, you're the one. I'm asking you.
No,
right?
isn't
that basically the gist of the comments?
The gist of the comments were how like, oh yeah, I hear they nosedive all the time. I hear this happens on one wheels more often than any other board, which is something that when jumped out at,
we were like, wait a minute. Did it say that it was it a one wheel? We started digging into it. What's the back is? Wait a minute now.
Well, obviously you saw in the video there that was a display of the board that he was riding, which was a penny board. The other thing that you might not see in the videos and other comments across the board is most articles that have published something about this happening have only titled it with skateboard. Only like 2 articles across everywhere even put electric skateboard, and in no articles in any of the content of the articles says electric skateboard in it.
And so we wanted to bring it to you guys because it was just odd that it was almost like somebody in an EUC group took this which is a terrible story, as an opportunity not to shed light on wear a helmet. Did you see the blood on the street?
Yeah, it's funny.
I mean, that's one of the reasons that I wanted to show it, because that shot alone made me wear a helmet this morning. I mean, I've got a lot to live for. I know you do too at home. You've got kids, you've got families, you've got careers, whatever it is that you care about. I know it feels better to wear no helmet. I am a no helmet rider. I think I got to start wearing a helmet, man. I mean, just seeing that blood splatter on the ground, I can't get that out of my head. And it wasn't on a one wheel. That was on a board that isn't even electric.
And I think
It was, if you don't know what a penny board is, it's one of those like tiny skateboards.
And even those boards and any board sporting, I mean, has the risk of injury.
And of course it does. But what really alarmed me was that somebody in a group for EUCs, and let's before I go any further, let's show them that it's not like this in every other
And it's
board,
not
in every other board. Somebody in the EUC group just took this as an opportunity to take out one wheels, and it was like, wait a minute. First of all, get your facts straight. It wasn't on a one wheel. Second of all, get our board out of your mouth. What are you talking about? Why is this even something where your brain goes? That's not where your brain should go for this.
Especially when it's a speculatory thing over something very serious.
You don't even have the facts right. Wow. I don't. No, thank you. Let's get the facts right before we start just spew that. Look, I'll be the first one to tell you when Future Motion does something wrong. Let's not just disparage them for no reason. Just start attaching deaths. That's not right. So honestly, this is not why we should be talking about this poor man, Chase Numata, who lost his life on a skateboard that wasn't even motorized. I just ask you to think about that. As somebody personally who doesn't ride with a helmet 98% of the time, I'm telling you I'm going to start. I started this morning. You saw me in my helmet. I don't know, man. Things have, like I said, I've been very blessed lately, and I feel very blessed for my life. I've got a great family, got great friends. How am I going to fuck that up on something that I love? Just because, let me tell you something. I know you think you're good. I just checked my mileage. I'm at 2,000 miles or whatever. I think I'm great on a one wheel. But I was on that Rad Mini the other day with a false sense of confidence, and I kind of leaned too hard into a bank, and I almost bit it sideways with my head straight onto concrete. And I thought to myself, whoa. Just a reminder, whoa, you're not always in control. And it's that split second that you're not, that your blood is on the ground. That's sad, man. It's a sad day for Chase Numata and his family. Our heart goes out to him. I'm tired of saying thoughts and prayers just because of all the deaths going around the news lately. But obviously, we're thinking about him and his family. Everybody, the players on the team. This hurts teams. This hurts people around you. And I want you to remember that the next time you go out and ride. If you don't want to ride with the helmet on, I get it. I totally get it. You do you. But, they always say death doesn't hurt. It hurts everybody around you. Just something to remember for today, if we can. All right, let's end with a little bit of good stuff. Man, things I didn't get to today. Macing dogs, one-wheel service centers, hurricane missiles. Yeah, I got hurricane missiles in the news. Maybe we'll get to that on the
Speaking of hurricanes.
Oh, I know. There's missiles. They were warning. Maybe I'll just do 30 seconds on it. They were warning people about scooters as being basically missiles in the hurricanes down in Florida. Because of now all these extra scooters that are this extra debris. Watch out for scooters, folks.
Yeah.
Flying
Watch
around
out for
at
everything.
30 miles an hour. Heads up!
Be safe. Be safe. For all those in the path of Hurricane Dorian, please be safe.
No bullshit. For all of our friends down in Florida, stay strong down there. If anybody's listening in the Bahamas, I don't know how. You probably don't have internet right now.
No.
But really, no bullshit. Good luck, and we wish you the best. Man, we're ending so negatively today. We're going to play the Boston Eastgate video here in a little bit because we have to end on that. We didn't get a chance to do that yesterday. Whoa! But before we do that, I got you. You're clear. If you need to do any work behind the scenes, that's on me. Before we say goodbye to you guys, do you want to do that one real quick? We've got a few saved videos to get to. That's fine. You want to do that real quick?
This is going proof that the one wheel is going mainstream.
This was on what show is this?
This is on American Ninja Warrior.
You guys see this? Matt Dolce, congratulations for taking the one wheel onto network television. And if you're listening on the podcast, play it back one more time. He is coming out for his intro on American Ninja Warrior, doing circles on a one wheel.
By the way, nice flight fender, bro.
Yeah, I see you. All right.
Michael Wilson loves you.
Yeah,
the boys over at Flight Fins.
Free promo.
Right?
Really good. All right, so very nice. Good job to Matt Dolce. The last thing I'm going to leave you guys with, if we can, is your new weekly one-wheel challenge. I've got a new one for you guys, and I hope that I can do this in the right way. I've only got like 2 minutes. Belly's looking at me like, wait, something new? I don't have enough time. I got you.
Or a video.
Or a video. No. This is just right here between you and me, and I'll probably just repost this.
Cool.
Okay. Here's what I want to do. I don't know if people know this, but I am in a lot of groups for some reason. Like the city groups. Like LA and Houston and Dallas and Denver and Boston. Like, for some reason, people are adding me to these groups over the years. So I just sit there. I don't post because I'm not in these cities. But I see them all. And let me tell you something, folks. They're coming for you. Okay? Float Life Fest 3 is coming up in 24 days. And Bradley Michael Spence had an awesome idea that we need to have races with the top 3 riders or whatever it is from each city group, right? The DC group versus the Florida group, the Miami group, excuse me, because Florida is very big. So what I would like to do, I have been noticing in some of the groups that there has been some scrambling. They're starting to form. Armies are forming, Belly. People are getting serious about getting their shirts together, getting their uniforms, getting their riders on point, because God dang it, we're bringing the trophy where it belongs, which is home. Woo! So you feeling yourself a little bit, Denver? You feeling yourself, Float Aliens? Are you feeling yourself in LA? Let me tell you something. You know where my heart lies, and that's the DMV group. But I'm gonna stay out of it because I already know that they're the best.
Glowy Zoe's
I'm just saying,
coming hot.
Coming
Zoe
for life. DMV group is the best group of all the groups, and I already know that because I seen it, my own eyes, and I seen them all. But if you want to prove me wrong,
testify.
Then here is your opportunity to do so. I want you to go over to the weekly Onewheel challenge, and I want you to start some shit talking. And this is what I mean. Belly, I'm serious. I think we can do this in the right way. I don't want you to talk negatively. I mean, let's talk about why your group is the best. I want you to scare me as the part of the DMV group and get me intimidated because Atlanta's coming for us. Why is Atlanta so great? What makes you so great, Denver? What makes you so great, LA? What makes you so great? Somebody in Ohio? Sandusky, Ohio's coming for me? Fine, bring it on, Cuyahoga Falls. What's up, Detroit, Michigan? What makes your group the best group, and why are you going to win at all the races in Float Life 3? You get 1 minute. You go to the weekly Onewheel Challenges group, and all you have to do is tell us why your group is the tits. You can tell, I mean, now here's the thing. I could be opening a can of worms here because obviously inviting shit talking on the internet is never a good idea.
It's a dangerous game.
I challenge you in this challenge to keep this professional. Think of it like fantasy football. We've all had somebody in a fantasy football league that has taken the shit talking to the next level and then just kind of ruined it. And it was Matty Potts. It was absolutely.
His picture was a dick.
He just kept sending out black penises every week. And we're like, dude, we get it. Okay, fine. Like, enough. And that's what I don't want to happen. All right? It's fine. If you want to look at your black penises, just don't shove them everywhere. That's enough. And that's what it doesn't need to be. You don't need to just hate. There's a difference between shit talking and hating on people.
What are you gonna do?
Bring it on. I want Randy talking to Bat Dad. I want you telling us why your city's group is the best. DMV, don't let me down. I need you to come strong on this because I just talked you out pretty good. All right? So it would be ideal if it was the leader from each group. I mean, that would be pretty cool. Whoever that is, go to stick up 1 minute video for your own group and why you guys are the best and why we should be afraid of you coming to Float Life Fest 3. Good luck to all of you riding around. Belly, we got to get the hell out of here before we do the Boston skate video. So why don't you let us go and say goodbye to the people.
Guys, always fun. Great to be here. See you out in the wild. Belly out!
That's it, folks. Voice of Onewheel here from TTR Studios. Thank you for hanging out. We owe these guys a full play on air because we talked about this last show, so we're going to play this Boston e-skate video. If you have the next 4 minutes free, please stick around. It's one of the coolest videos I've seen yet about Onewheels. It has 0 dislikes, which on the internet is like almost impossible. So remember the hashtag #SendMeToFLF on all of your videos for the Pay Your Way to FLF3. Good luck to everybody. We hope to see you there. Belly does for sure. See you on Thursday for the Patrons Only podcast. This is the Boston e-skate video.
breaking news tonight out of Cambridge. There's been a break-in at the Advanced Centre for Energy Research at MIT. The targeted device was an advanced wireless energy transmitter that was being developed by the DoD and MIT. The thief used a hacked security badge in order to gain entrance. Authorities have deployed energy scanning methods in order to track down the individual.
I want
That device.
that device. Oh, you know I want that device.
Let's see what you can do. Oh, yeah.
Eyes on target.
Stop. Give me the device.
Let's ride.